Hello, my name is Andrea Reed, and for my Sociocultural Environment project, I'll be assessing the performance of my school, Mays Central Elementary. I am currently a second grade teacher at that building. When looking at the first domain, which is culture, I believe that our students at Mays Central Elementary are respected and valued. I also believe that our curriculum emphasizes cultural awareness. In our reading series, there's a place for our ELLs to receive additional support if needed. We also have leveled readers that can support their needs. In our math series, there's always additional notes for the teacher to use for the ELL students as well. We also try to incorporate scholastic news articles that go along with Black History Month and Martin Luther King Jr. Day and holidays around the world. At Christmas time, my students were also able to share a favorite tradition that goes along with their family. And I was able to learn about my little boy that came from the Congo, a little girl that came from Brazil. One of my boys, he comes from a Vietnamese family, so we were able to learn about traditions that they have. And then also I was able to learn about the students whose families came from Mexico, and I learned about some of their traditions as well. Having these opportunities within the classroom helps me as the teacher to understand my students better as well. I believe that our school environment welcomes all students, and I believe our administrators do a nice job in leading us in that and making us aware of the needs of all students. I also believe that our staff is well informed of the cultures that are represented throughout our district as well as our school. We currently have a curriculum director that has presented over cultural diversity, and she's also presented the statistics that go along with the different languages that are spoken within our district. Our MCE ESOL instructors provide information that we need at staff meetings. They also give us resources that we need, and they also meet with our grade levels to go over student data. The second domain is language, and I do believe that our school accommodates ELLs and their families by supporting them in their native language through communication. There are interpreters available for parent-teacher conferences. Classroom newsletters are translated. I know that I try to use Google Translate when translating my newsletters, and the teachers throughout the building, they also, if they need, translate the newsletters in their classrooms as well. Written and oral translators are available at the schools, and we can also use the phone service called Propio in case we need to make a phone call and we need an interpreter that way. And I'll go into more detail with that later on. The ESOL program in our building is an integral part to our EL's education. And again, we have two certified ESOL instructors who meet with our students daily. And these teachers are able to inform us of how the students are doing. They also give us individual learning plans that we can look at to help us as the teacher know how to better support the students. The ESOL instructors meet with the grade level teams to discuss MTS support, and they also meet with us on a regular basis to let us know how the progress monitoring is going. I believe that instruction in the native language is important, and therefore I do believe that our ESOL instructors encourage the use of the L1 at school, and definitely we encourage that at home as well. Moving on to the next domain, we look at academics, and as teachers within our school, we have been informed of best practices, not only for ELs, but for all of our students. And the ESOL department does a great job training paras, and those paras then can work in our classrooms as needed to help our students. We also have been encouraged to allow lots of peer discussion within our classroom, and also lots of partner discussion, small group collaboration, and so forth. The students are well informed of the goals and objectives for each lesson, and as I've been taking the courses through this last year, I have found the value of always introducing the topic for the day or the lesson for the day by also giving the goals and objectives to the students. We have been also given opportunities for some training, and our ESOL instructors do a great job answering questions as needed. There's also a great emphasis on rich vocabulary use within the classroom to help build the language of our EL learners. The ESOL program provides testing outside of the classroom, and they first of all start with a home language survey, and then if the student needs to be given a placement test, they give the Lost Links placement test, and then that determines if they will be able to receive ESOL services or not. And then if they do receive ESOL services, then they receive progress monitoring, and then they are also given the KELPA 2. And those KELPA 2 scores are shared with the parents as well as the teachers. The next domains are family and community, and for families and communities within our district, I believe that we try to interact with them as much as possible. At our own school, we have Meet Your Teacher Night, parent-teacher conferences, we have a math and reading night, we have a PTO spirit, we have lots of PTO spirit nights, and we have a bingo night coming up. We have classroom parties where parents are invited to come. We have music performances, and we also try to share all test scores with the families and any information that they need for the year. And then also automated phone calls and district emails are sent out to families, and then there's always the website that gives lots of information about upcoming events and all that we have going on within our school. So when looking at all of the different domains, I believe that our school is working towards meeting the criteria within those domains. We're not there 100%, but I know that within the last several years, our district has been trying to advocate for strong ESOL programs. And within our school at May Central Elementary, I believe that our ESOL instructors have done a phenomenal job informing teachers of best practices and how to meet the needs of our students. So if I was to assess each of the domains, I would give culture, I would say that culture and academics and community probably are all at the basic needs stage. And I would say that language is at the improvement stage. And I would then say that family is probably at the meets criteria stage. So we're definitely needing to work on some areas, but I also know that we are aware of the areas that we need to work on, and we're striving to get better at them. So if we were to improve in any areas, these were just some things that I had thought of. With culture, I believe that our school could be better at identifying and mediating with sensitivity issues and behavior needs related to acculturation, and inform staff of research-based approaches that are appropriate for the students and their families that are not English-speaking students, and that way we can help them better be involved. When looking at language, I believe that we can help teachers understand the rationale for the language 1 and the sheltered instructional strategies. And I believe it's also important to inform the staff of the language acquisition phenomena and how also there can be loss of language throughout the process. With academics, I believe that we can improve by informing teachers of the differences between the prerequisite language, academics, and social language.